Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Paralegal Certificate Course informational webinar from CLS by BARBRI. We'll get started here in just a moment to allow enough time for everyone to join us. Let's see. Our webinar today will start with a presentation from Stephanie Elio, Vice President of Business Development at CLS by BARBRI. Following that, we'll take about 10 minutes to answer your questions live. So please be sure to submit your questions in the Q&A, and either one of our enrollment counselors will answer you directly or will address it during the live Q&A. And if we don't get to your question, don't worry. We'll give you all of our contact information for you to reach out to us after the webinar. So I'm just going to give us a couple minutes here before we get started to allow some more attendees to join. All right, it looks like we have the majority joining us right now. So with that, I am going to pass it over to Stephanie, who will get our presentation started today. Take it away, Stephanie.
Thank you, and welcome to all of you. We're so happy that you are joining us today. We are going to learn about the Paralegal Certificate Course webinar, or the Paralegal Certificate Course. In this webinar, we have some ground rules anytime we do an information session like this, and that is we've got our people in the background to do Q&A, and if you're going to submit a question, be kind. Make it relevant to this program, and we'll get you answers as quickly as we can. We're going to talk about who CLS by BARBRI actually is, how the online learning system works, the different formats that we have, our online self-study, live lecture, which one may be the best fit for you, our grading policies, all of that kind of stuff, and what students think about our courses. We've got some nice testimonials to share as well. We will learn about the actual learning outcomes. What will you learn in this course? What kind of skills will you develop? How the course is actually delivered, what you get at the end in regards to a certificate and digital badges. We'll also look at the career outlook, and at the tail end, we'll talk about how to actually get enrolled, tuition pricing, books, materials, things like that. And if we've got some spare time left over, we're going to do some live Q&A. But as mentioned a moment ago, the Q&A function is on. I promise I'm going to get to pretty much all the pertinent information, all the most frequently asked questions. But in case you have a specific question or you're not sure if I covered it lengthy enough for you or you need some clarity, please feel free to use that feature. Just type it in and one of our enrollment counselors will respond. Let's go ahead and dig in and talk about who CLS by BARBRI actually is. So CLS, also known as the Center for Legal Studies, was actually founded in 1980. We have been training paralegals for 43 years. A very long time. We are extremely proud to be part of BARBRI Global, which is the world leader in legal education, distance learning, training, and certifications. BARBRI trains everyone from pre-law in their LSAT preparation all the way to continuing legal education after they become an attorney and everything in between. CLS primary function is to train legal support staff. We specialize in training paralegals. Reasons why you may select us: we work very hard to ensure that our training is affordable, flexible. As I mentioned, we've got multiple different formats, and we are going to dig into those. Our courses are extremely credible. CLS is an educational partner with more than 150 accredited college and universities nationwide. Certificates you earn upon completion are issued by that school. And our instructional staff are all experienced professionals. They are licensed attorneys, high-ranking paralegals with a minimum of 10 years in the field. They are still currently working, and they have teaching experience on top of that. We do offer many courses beyond the paralegal certificate. As I mentioned, we train legal support staff. So we also have a legal secretary certificate course. We've got a couple courses in the medical realm for legal nurse consultant, medical professionals, legal investigation. If you'd like to look at additional courses and explore our catalog, you can absolutely do that on our website at www.legalstudies.com. All of our courses, regardless of the main topic, are going to be up to date. We're training folks to go to work straight away and apply practical skills learned in the course that are up to date, and they are on pace with the current industry. So when you go out and look for that job or promotion, you are ready to hit the ground running. The online learning formats, they are 100% online. And we've got a couple different choices for you. The first is our standard online or traditional online format. CLS breaks up the entire calendar year from January to December 31st into 6 7-week sessions. Now, every single course we offer is available every single term, and they run at about 8-week intervals. The actual classes are 7 weeks, but we've got a week in between for our students to get a break, for us to do a little maintenance, catch up on some admin things. But there are 6 per year. Now, the course we're talking about today is the Paralegal Certificate, and that's actually a 14-week training program. It's delivered in the first half and the second half. So Paralegal 1 and Paralegal 2. Those are not 2 separate courses. You do not pay 2 separate tuition or course fees. The one fee pays for both. It's just simply delivered over 2 7-week sessions. And we do offer the first half and second half in every single term. So literally all you would do is decide when you want to begin. With our online registration on our website, there's defaults in place to make sure that you're not selecting multiples. There are in the course on the traditional online discussion forums, built-in email tools. You do have communication with not only your instructor, but also your peers, your classmates. All of our online classes are capped out at about 35 students per section. Doesn't mean we'll run out of room for you. We absolutely have space. When one class fills, we simply open another and another. We intentionally keep that number to about 35, max 40, because we want to have a low student-teacher ratio. We want you to be able to communicate and not just be a number in a class, but know their name, have them know yours. And with all of our online formats, you have 24/7 access to the portal while the class is in session. Nobody needs any kind of special computer equipment or software. All you need is internet access. Everything's delivered on our systems, and you have 24/7 access from the day class begins until it ends. Now, we talked about how the traditional format is in 14 weeks, delivered in 2 7-week sessions back to back with a week break in between. And there are 6 very specific start dates. If you are the type of student who is self-motivated, you're an independent learner, and you don't want to wait until the next session, which begins June 26th, you want to start right now, today. Or perhaps you would like a little bit longer timeline to complete your course. We have the online self-study format. You do not have classes in that format. You are still going to have an instructor that is dedicated, same qualifications as the other format. You still have 24/7 access, but you're able to go at a little bit slower pace. I know the slide before you says faster or slower. I'm going to be really honest with you. It's highly unlikely you're going to finish faster than 14 weeks. We've been doing this a very long time. The 14 weeks It's a pretty good click. You're moving right along. If you have nothing, absolutely nothing else to do in your life, then maybe you can do it faster in the self-study, but not likely. Most of our students are all like most of you in the audience. They are busy adults with possibly a full-time job, kids underfoot, spouses that need attention, all kinds of other things going on, which is the beauty of the 24/7 online accessibility. With this online self-study format, if you want to go slower and you want that 6 months, which is how much we give you to complete it, and you just want your start time to be very flexible, then this format may be for you. But keep in mind, you will need to exercise your best time management skills, your personal organization, and your discipline in staying on task. For adult students that have got a lot of things going on, it's easy to let other things take priority and think, oh, I've got another week, I can push it off, push it off. You need to be keeping yourself on task with this online study format. We would welcome you in either one. The reason we offer multiple is because it needs to be a fit for you. We're going to look at one more, and then we're going to actually pull up a chart where you can look at some of the different characteristics of these formats and help you make a better decision for you. Live lecture is our third format. Pre-pandemic, we actually used to go on campuses and students came and sat in a classroom and were able to interact face-to-face with the instructors. When the pandemic happened, college campuses shut down. Everything went to 100% online. We moved this format online and we delivered it via Zoom, which we learned was incredibly successful. It enabled us to never cancel a live class, to have a little bit bigger group of maybe 15 to 20 students in a class, but still get that face-to-face interaction and still give our students some flexibility and the ability to record and rewatch a lecture. Huge for our students. They love that part. Our live lecture is going to be smaller classes, same tuition, same books, same lessons, everything. We do them 3 times per year, spring, summer, and fall. The next ones are starting July 10th and 11th. And those classes are actually grouped by region. So we will have an East Coast time zone class. We will have a Central time zone class and then a Mountain/Pacific. If you are interested in doing the live lecture on Zoom, you need to know that for that, 80% attendance is required to pass the class. So you can't just pick it up and watch it later. If you want to have that much flexibility, you need to be in the standard online or self-study program because this is required attendance. The classes are delivered in 8 to 12 weeks and you can get that, raise your hand, ask a question, get an instant answer versus an email tool. If you're the type of person that wants to see, hear, and participate, live lecture may be for you, but attendance is required. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions after we look at the chart on the next slide that's coming up, you can always go ahead and call one of our enrollment counselors. We'll go ahead and look at that chart now. There's some additional information for you here to help you make a good decision and what's a fit for you. As I was saying, if you have more questions after this, or you're just not sure, you can any day, Monday through Friday, anytime from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., call our enrollment counselors. They're happy to have a conversation with you, talk about what your special needs may be, what your goals are, and help you determine the best fit. They can also email you this chart, and because you're attending with us live today in this webinar, you'll get a recording of this sent out to you either later today or tomorrow. So if you want to read it in greater depth and digest it a little more, we're going to give you that opportunity. The one that I did not go into any detail is text only. I can tell you that really is designed for incarcerated students or those that do not have access to computers or an internet. It literally is an old-fashioned correspondence course. So if you do have internet access, one of the other three is going to be a much better choice for you. Upon completion of any of these formats, you will be qualified to work as a paralegal. Except in California, you've got some extra requirements. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You will earn a certificate of completion from whichever one of our accredited college and university partners you select when you register. You will also earn a digital badge and a new exclusive benefit that is for our students only is access to our Career Center. Let's talk about the grading and the time commitments for a minute. At CLS, there's absolutely no cumulative grading. It is not okay to go out in the world and be really good at some skills and not others. Your future or current employer is going to expect you to be competent in all of them. Therefore, at CLS, we require a minimum 70% passing score on every single assignment you do. That is every test, every quiz, whatever it may be, 70% or better. So natural question that follows that, what happens if I don't? It doesn't mean you're failing out of the program. It means that you're going to get some feedback from your instructor and you're going to redo that assignment to get the passing score so that when you finish your course and your training, you're ready to go and fully competent. All of our courses are designed for busy learners. You should expect to spend about 8 to 12 hours per week on your coursework. That includes reading time, testing, quizzing, online time for the entire thing, 8 to 12 hours a week. If you're not spending that, if you're spending significantly less and your grades are not reflecting what you want, you're going to want to spend more time. If you're spending more than 15 hours a week, it is highly probable that you may have taken a wrong turn. You may be overthinking something. You may be off track. Your instructor is there to help you. Reach out to them. Get back on the path. We have literally trained thousands and thousands of paralegals in 43 years that are out there in the world successfully enjoying their careers. The 8 to 12 hours is based on our experience, and it's a pretty good measure. So you should fall somewhere in there. We do provide for all of our students ongoing administrative and technical support. I mentioned testimonials. Over 95% of our past students have told us that our courses are more flexible than other programs, that they are learning skills that are applicable in their current jobs. So they're on pace with the current industry, and they would absolutely recommend our course to friends. And in addition to that, be willing to return for additional education. When I mentioned the catalog at the beginning of this presentation, we have many courses that can be taken after you complete the paralegal certificate. Our advanced paralegal program for one, but there's advanced legal research and writing and a couple of other courses, e-discovery, victim advocacy, all that can help you add to the skill set that you're learning in this program. Let's go ahead and look at exactly what you're going to learn in this program. So we do have a full syllabus for every single course we offer on our website at legalstudies.com. You can get to it a multitude of ways. If you go to the About CLS tab at the toolbar at the top of the page, just hover over it. It's going to give you a drop-down box. Smack in the middle of the box, you're going to see the word syllabi. That will actually take you to the full catalog, and syllabus link for each and every format that we offer for that course. In this particular program, when you pull that syllabus up, it's going to go over all the learning objectives, which will include lessons on contracts, legal writing, civil procedure, ethics, absolutely ethics, evidence, torts, etc. It'll also give you the grading expectations that we just discussed. It'll go into the withdrawal policies, everything that you'll need to know, and include the reading charts. It's going to talk to you about the textbooks that are required for this program. There are 6 of them. They are required books because the course is going to very closely follow them. So you absolutely need them. We've got a full service bookstore on our website that includes ISBN numbers. If you feel like you want to get your book somewhere else, you certainly can. I can tell you that our pricing is incredibly competitive. And we make sure that the books that you purchase through us are going to be the most recent editions, the ones the instructor is using. If you decide to look anywhere else for a textbook needed for our programs, make sure you check that ISBN number. You don't want to show up with the wrong book or the wrong edition. Included in this course are a lot of tools to help you to be successful. There are recorded video lectures, formative assessments. They're like flashcard games and little quizzes that you can do as many times as you want to without being graded. It's a good way to judge for yourself where you're learning and get some immediate feedback without risking a grade before you take your quiz or your test. And you can retake them as many times as you want to. So they're awesome study tools. A second ago, I mentioned that we have the advanced topics. So I also mentioned that California is a little bit different than all of our other states in the country. In California, if you want to work as a paralegal, you are subject to be in compliance with the California Business and Professions Code, which dictates how many hours of training you must vest in order to work as a paralegal. Many, many years ago, we designed our advanced paralegal program for our California folks to comply with that rule. Now, the advanced program is comprised of these 16 specialty topics of law. Although it was designed for California students to be in compliance, they need to take 6. Anybody needs to take 6 to earn the advanced certificate. But literally anyone, regardless of where you live or where you plan to work, can take these advanced topics. If you want the advanced certificate, you take 6. But if you just want to pick up 1 or 2 or 3, you absolutely can. These run at $550 a piece. There is a bundled rate for all 6 of $3,000, and each one yields a digital badge upon completion. Something to keep in mind, the more skills you have, the more knowledge you have, the more valuable you are. So when you're looking to change jobs from one employer to another, adding something to your resume, brilliant idea. If you, to show that you are keeping up to date and you're willing to learn new things, making you more valuable to them. If you're looking for a promotion, if you're looking to comply with California regs, if you want to be a virtual paralegal, if you want to do any of these other things, you need to explore the advanced program. You are not eligible to take these courses until after you've completed the paralegal certificate, unless you've earned one elsewhere. So back to the reason we all came today, and that is about the paralegal certificate. California, we're going to kind of skip by this slide because we just talked about that, and we're going to dig into digital badges, which are awesome. So cool. You know, it's great to earn a certificate. You can put it on the wall if you want, put it in your scrapbook, file it, whatever you may want to do. Absolutely add it to your resume as completed training. A digital badge is more than a piece of paper. You can add it to your LinkedIn profile. You can add it to your digital signature. The super cool thing about it is when a potential employer, recruiter, or someone clicks on it, they're not going to see that you just completed a training. They can actually see what skills you developed when you completed, when you participated in that training, took the training, whichever. An employer wants to hire you because of what you're able to do for them. And displaying the skills that you've developed throughout the course is key. This enables you to do that. Within the advanced program, every single one of those topics we saw on the previous screen yields a digital badge. The paralegal certificate course itself yields a digital badge, as well as the advanced program if you were to complete 6 of the ones on the bottom. We have some students that will come in and take all 16. Others that maybe been working as a paralegal for a while and want to pick up 1 or 2. There is no steadfast way you have to do it. This is designed to be flexible, and we certainly would like you to explore continuing your training after you do the core paralegal. It's going to give you all your basic skills. This program is designed to just build on that. Where can you work? How does that career outlook look? Paralegal is one of the most transferable skill sets out there. They work everywhere. Law firms, a given. Everyone knows that. Corporations, huge employer of paralegals. Healthcare agencies, state and county agencies, government agencies, real estate, insurance companies, even car dealerships hire paralegals to do paperwork. Education, as far as, from universities all the way down to local school districts have application for paralegal skills. So really the world's your oyster. You can work just about anywhere. And when you've got certificate coming from a reputable institution and powerhouse legal trainer that is BARBRI, you are definitely going to stand out from the competition when you go to get that next job. During the pandemic, a lot of us got to work from home, and a lot of people would like to stay working from home. Paralegal is a field that you can do that. It's probably very steadfast advice for you to take after you get the core paralegal, if your intention is to work from home, that you get some of those advanced topics under your belt as well. If you are applying for new employment and your goal is to work from home, be honest about that up front. There are opportunities out there, but be very transparent about what your goal is. Don't go looking for your next job and say, yes, I'm going to work in the office and then expect to work from home. There's a lot of employers out there that do. There are some that don't. You're going to probably find both. But in today's digital world, there are absolutely more opportunities now than there ever have been before. I mentioned the Career Center. When you complete 60% of your program, you get an exclusive invitation into CLS's brand new Career Center, and it has some fabulous benefits for you. Free resume review and job alerts. You can post your resume, and there's job postings there, so we will help you find somewhere to live or not to live, you're on your own for that, but to work, absolutely. As far as the job postings, we've got a lot of employers that have hired from us in the past, and every time they have a new opportunity, they're going to post it with us. There are also others that just know this is a source of highly trained, highly capable individuals. So this is where they recruit. Advice columns from hiring professionals. We have a webinar series, which is all done on hiring professionals, places like Robert Half Legal and major law firms. They've taken their time to participate in panel discussions, giving their advice about what they're looking for when they want to hire new paralegals, and giving our graduates some insight into day in the life of a paralegal. So you get that benefit with the Career Resource Center. The next webinar series is happening on June 28th, and they are happening quarterly. So if you were to start paralegal in our June 26th class, the third quarter webinar would be teed up for you right on time. They also, our career resource folks, get access to the CLS blog and the career resource guide, which is just another tool that is filled with good advice and helpful hints in helping you secure that next job. What are paralegals making these days? It's projected to grow about 14% between 21 and 31, a lot faster than other occupations. The median salary is $56,200 roughly, and that statistic is pulled from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's a government website. And, you know, based on what industry you want to work in, it's going to vary a little bit. In addition to the industry, location. Cost of living is much higher in New York City than it will be in a small town in Iowa, and the wages will reflect that. But we have paralegals that have trained with us and are out working in major cities that earn upwards of 6 figures plus. And we have others that are in smaller areas or even, you know, good-sized cities working for one attorney, an individual, that are making very comfortable livings. Paralegals tend to have full benefits. It is an office job, so it's a safe environment. They do work overtime at times. And it is office work. Those that work as paralegals, there are some that choose to go to law school later and continue their legal education. Others make a lifelong career out of it and are very happy doing so. And I would say that would be the majority of the folks that are taking this program. They are here because this is the next career, or they're working to advance in a career that they've just started. How can you get enrolled? First thing you're going to want to do is select one of our partner schools. And it is our advice to choose the one that is closest to you. It's going to be a name that is recognizable by the employers where you plan to work. We currently are partners with more than 150 accredited college and universities. And there's what you see on this slide is just a sample of some. If by chance we don't have a partner school right next to you or in the state which you live in, which I think we're only missing about 4 states right now. If you happen to fall into that category, simply choose the one next door. It's always going to be our advice to choose the partner that is closest to you. You never physically have to go there, but because your certificate will be issued by that school, it's going to be better recognized by your employers. Tuition for this program is $1,895. The 6 required textbooks are roughly about $400 plus shipping and handling. And our students for paralegal are required to have a Westlaw subscription. It is $89. That's access into the online law library system. You don't need the Westlaw tool until the second half of the program. So if you wanted to forego that expense until your second half, you certainly could. It is my recommendation that you just lump it all together, though. We've got a lot of different payment options. At CLS, we do work with Affirm and PayPal. You could lump all of this, your tuition, your books, and your Westlaw into one sum. And upon the checkout screen, just click Affirm or PayPal. It'll take you to their third-party secure website to fill out a very quick application, only takes a minute, and they will do a soft check on your credit. It's not going to ding your credit, so there's no harm in trying. I recommend everyone at least see if they'll do it, because it'll take the full amount and break it down for you. If you're approved, they're going to come back on the next screen and show you different repayment scenarios. You can choose if you want to break it up into 3, 6, up to 18 months payment, or you can simply check out with a credit card and then be in control of your own payback on that. There's a few other options that vary from partner school to partner school. And if you're interested in exploring those, you can reach out to our enrollment counselors. They'd be happy to send you an email with more detailed information. We also have a payment options page on our website. It is under that About CLS tab, so just hover over that at the toolbar at the top. It'll give you the drop-down box. Payment options is right above the Syllabi link that we talked about earlier. If you have additional questions, you can absolutely call us Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time at 1-800-522-7737. You can send an email to info@legalstudies.com or visit us directly on our website at legalstudies.com. We're wrapping up here. And let's see if we have any questions for our live portion. Got about 5 minutes left.
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. We definitely do have a few questions. Let me just say, will this course help or add value if I need to move to a larger company who are offering paralegal and admin roles in the immigration area? Or will this course not suffice and an advanced course will be required? I am looking for something to complete in the next 6 months and then start applying for new opportunities.
If you don't already possess a paralegal certificate, this would absolutely help you in that role. And then I would recommend adding the single topic, at least from the advanced program, immigration law. That's a 7-week course. So you could do the paralegal in 14 weeks and the immigration in an additional 7. What I would recommend, because I don't know your background and you know what you know, we don't know what you know. So if you've got some experience already and some skills, look at the syllabus. It literally goes through every learning objective in both the first half and second half of paralegal. You can see exactly what we're going to teach. So weigh your skills against that. If you can go through those learning objectives and just check them off, yeah, I know that, I'm good at that, I got that, I got that, I got that, then maybe proceed straight to immigration law. If you're going through those objective lists and you're saying, you know, I sort of know that, I don't know this, I need to know that, and it's weighing more on the 50%, then I would say start right here. Get your paralegal certificate, ensure that you have got a very rock solid set of core skills, then take immigration in. Good luck in your new role.
Thank you, Stephanie. If an individual already has a master's degree from a different field, for example, mental health counseling, does that give them a competitive advantage with seeking entry-level employment?
I always tell people the more training and the more skills you have, the more valuable you are. When it comes to education levels in this program, we've been training paralegals for 40 plus years, and our students come from every educational background you can think. It is an open enrollment course, and there is the minimum education requirement is high school diploma or GED. But the truth is that 75% of our students have a degree already, whether it be an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's. We have students with PhDs come in to take this course. Might the master's degree help give you a competitive edge in hiring? It might, but it won't if you don't have the skills that they're hiring for the job. So if you've got a master's in a different field and you want to become a paralegal, you're still going to need the paralegal certificate, because that's what they're going to pay you for.
Perfect, thank you. Another question here in regards to tutoring or any assistance with the course materials.
Every course has a dedicated instructor, and there are communication tools to communicate with that instructor. There are some of them that do study groups and may have a Zoom study session. We've had students that, meet people in the standard online class and form their own study groups. It can happen. We don't offer any formal tutoring, so that's not something that we facilitate for our students, but it is something that proactive students can facilitate for themselves.
Got it. And if somebody is interested in the immigration law, would you recommend that they register for the advanced paralegal or just the paralegal certificate, or both?
It depends whether or not they already have a paralegal certificate. There's a prerequisite to take the advanced topics. You need to either have a paralegal certificate already or have worked in the capacity of a paralegal for a minimum of 1 year, preferably 2. So it would be, if you didn't have either of those things, then it would be like trying to build the second floor of a house without putting the first floor in. The advanced topics require that you've got the foundation and that first floor.
Excellent analogy. Thank you for that. A question in regards to the tests. Are the tests closed book tests, or would a student be able to refer to some notes during the test?
That is an excellent question, and I'm sorry I didn't mention it earlier, so I'm glad you asked. These are open book. This program is not about memorizing a bunch of stuff to pass a test. It's about developing the skills. It's about understanding the concepts and being able to utilize them in a real world. So open book, open note. Don't copy stuff from somebody else. Ethics, I mentioned that. I emphasized that word earlier in the presentation. In the legal profession, it is imperative that you cite everything that you get from somewhere else. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you relay it with your own understanding in your own words. Otherwise, you use everything you got. Demonstrate that you understand the concept. That's what we're after here.
Awesome, thank you. And then another question in terms of the tests, I'm just going to throw a couple at you real quick. Are the tests timed? That's one question. And then also, even though they are an open book exam, are they proctored tests or based on the honor system as far as the ethics standpoint?
Based on the honor system. And if you're not ethical, based on our experience, we've been doing this a long time, we're going to figure it out really quick. So, and you do yourself a disservice if you're not an ethical student, because people are here because they want to position themselves for a better career. That means a higher paycheck. If you're not doing things the way you need to be while you're learning, how are you going to do them later when you get out in the real world where there are serious consequences? So not proctored, honor system, use your books, use your notes. There are some things that'll time out, but it's more like you've got 2 days to get this done, not an hour and a half. There are deadlines because students need to stay on track, on task, week to week to complete on time. Our goal is for you to get in, learn and develop the skills you need to move on and go get that next job or promotion. And come back to us when you're ready for more training.
Excellent. And I'm just going to throw a final question since we are coming to time here. This question is in terms of colleges in particular. So if a student decided to enroll in George Mason, they would accept the enrollment, or would it be competitive to enroll?
Repeat the tail end of that.
Yeah, no problem. I think the question is basically asking, regardless of like, if they were to apply or enroll in a competitive school, like let's just say Harvard, right? Like that's a competitive school. Would it be competitive to enroll in a school like that, or would they automatically be accepted because they're enrolling in a course through CLS?
It's not going to have any bearing whatsoever. Our courses are offered through continuing and professional education. That's the department within the institution that our courses are partnered with. They are open enrollment. They are non-credit courses. You are not considered a registered student of the institution because you're not in a 4-credit degree seeking program. You're taking continuing education, which is non-credit. And you're going to get a certificate from that school, but it wouldn't have any bearing on that. Now, because you mentioned GMU in particular, which is absolutely one of our partner schools and has been for many, many years. They're outside the DC area in Virginia. We have, out of the 150 plus schools, about 10 to 15% that take their own registration. If that's the case, it'll be noted on our website. And when you go to enroll, it'll say call the school or click this link and it'll take you to the school's website. You will enroll with them. You will pay your tuition to them. Then they will let us know that you're enrolled and we will deliver training. For the other 85% of the partners we work with, you register directly on our website. We will deliver the training, you will earn your certificate, we will notify the school, and they will send your certificate your way. So you can go either way. We still recommend that you select the school that's closest to you. That's what makes sense.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. With that, we are going to close out the webinar here. I want to thank everyone for attending today. If you have any further questions that we did not get to, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at the phone number or email that we provided here on the screen. Our enrollment counselors are ready to help you. We will be sending out the video recording of this webinar if you would like to rewatch it. So please look out for that in your inbox by the end of this week. Our next traditional online course session begins on Monday, June 26th. But as we mentioned, you can also enroll in the course today and complete it at your own pace online with our self-study format. We'd also like, say that again?
I was going to say, before you close, I did not see the slide. I'm not sure if you have it, but we do have a discount code that is available for all of you that waited till the very bitter end here and stayed with us to listen to this information today. Do you happen to have that slide that we could pull up on the screen really quick?
Yes.
The discount code will give you 10% off of the paralegal certificate course. It is valid from right now until the 20th of June, and the code is SUN, S-U-N 10. That's S-U-N 10.
Yep,
If you
I'm
have
gonna go ahead and reshare the screen so everybody can see that.
Okay.
It looks like we have it pulled up here. So give me one moment and you'll also, just again, so you know, you will receive the slide deck as well as the recording. So you'll be able to refer back to this code as well. So no worries if
well, this way it's super secret for this audience only.
Yeah, no, of course, of course. Nope, I completely get that. I'm just trying to get just this one slide shared. My apologies.
We're all good.
All right, I'm going to share my screen now. All right, you should be able to see it in about 2 seconds. But
there we go.
The exclusive summer discount. Any format, any session, but it does expire on June 20th. So
There we go. And I want to thank all my team in the background that's helping with the Q&A, my awesome partner for voiceover to help guide this deck, and all of you for joining us today. We thank you for your time, appreciate your interest, and we look forward to seeing you in class. Go ahead and use that code and let's get enrolled right away. Thanks so much. Have a good day.